Hello, my name is Nicholas Ofori. I'm a medical doctor, and I recently took my exams in the United States Medical Licensing Exams, Step 2 CS, and about a month ago, my results came and I had passed. I'm doing this video to share with folks out there who are preparing for these exams on how I prepared for the exams. I took 3 months in preparing for the CS, and initially I had started using the first aid and also had registered online with the USMLE to access materials online. But along the line, as I kept going to YouTube to screen for other materials, I came across a very resourceful material, and this was Target USMLE. And I liked the demos I saw on YouTube, so there was a contact address, and I used that to contact the um, resource person, who was Mary June, and I had a chat with her on Skype. Um, it was initially difficult for me to purchase the material because I had already invested my money in other material, but she was very resourceful, and she gave me access to her website and the materials for a period, which was very adequate for me to finish her material. And I will say that among all the materials I used in preparing for the exams, her material was very resourceful. It was well organized. It seems very well thought out, and it really made me know the nitty-gritties of these exams. And this material was organized into 7 steps, and she called 7 steps to preparing for the exams. And it started on the very low start point, on you entering the room, how you should prepare yourself behind the door, how you should present yourself to the patient, and how you should begin in your history taking, and always how to keep yourself focused on the patient, so that you don't always keep writing on your blue sheet print, but you need to establish an eye contact. And it was so resourceful. Apparently, I ended up sharing with some friends of mine. We were about 3 people who were preparing for the exams, and they also found it very resourceful. And we just knew what we were about. We ended up practicing with so many of the cases that we met on, and we criticized ourselves several times to correct ourselves when we fell short. Then we go back to the material to see, you know. And she was also very resourceful in giving me advice on Skype on how to go about it. The material was so good, and it even gave me the skill of learning how to type. And I must tell you, I'm not somebody who knows how to type fast. I always have to look for the alphabet and put in one by one. So I knew that one of my weak points was typing, and I knew that therefore my patient encounter must be very good, and I must try and finish fast to buy some of the time and then come and type. Okay. The patient encounter usually was for 15 minutes, and they used 10 minutes to come and type. And within the 15 minutes of your encounter, you were having, when it's on 10 minutes with the encounter, you are informed that you are level 5 minutes. And then after that, you come behind the computer and then you type in. And one very important thing that I got from this material was how to prepare yourself before opening the door. Because if you do not prepare your thoughts, your plans behind the door, before opening the door to meet the patient, you will be disorganized. The names of the patients change for each case. The ages of the patients also change. and the presentation complaints were different. So you needed to be good in taking those information from the doorway information before entering, because once you get disorganized, you lost points. And this material taught me where the points were coming from, how to introduce transition statements when you are moving from one part of the examination or encounter to the other, how you should wash your hands or use a sanitizer or wear gloves before you touch the patient. And it really, really worked. When I went into the exams, there was an orientation, and there was nothing about the orientation that I hadn't heard in my preparation before I got there. And whenever I got into each of the rooms with the encounters that I had with my SPs, who are standardized patients, I always had it in mind what to do at each level, and I organized myself very well. I remember my first case, I actually exhausted all the time there, all my 15 minutes. I was almost getting out of the 15 minutes. So when I came behind to type, I just had only my 10 minutes, and I had to be very, very careful what I put there, because this kind of focused history taking and focused clinical examination, you don't have to type everything. Those things that are salient to the case were what you had to present. And there isn't much I can say. I think it's best when one gets the material to use. I highly recommend it. It shows you even how to prepare your blueprint, which is the sheet of paper that you're given, what kind of mnemonics to put on, how to prepare your thoughts. And I was so shocked that I could be brought up to that level of preparing to work that fast for this exams, because I had been very dull even during the initial practice with my colleagues, and I was wondering whether I was prepared for these exams. But I was just shocked that I went through, and I just didn't fear the outcome when I finished the exams, because I told myself, look, I think I've passed. There's no fear. Pass, I will never miss. And just about a month ago, I passed. There are certain things they award: your English proficiency, communication skill with the patient, and also the clinical encounter itself. And so you should work hard to be good at all of them. You have to be good in English, because if you say you're going to practice in US, you're going to speak English, you're going to see patients and speak English. So English was key. But that was not a problem for me, because I've spoken English from childhood, so that wasn't a problem. And how to communicate with the patient and make them feel good was also something I had to be very good at before my clinical encounter itself. I want to use this opportunity to thank Madam Mary June for her great support and all the help that she gave me in preparing for the exams. And had it not been that I met her, I'm sure I would have made a lot of mistakes. And I recommend her materials to folks out there. You will never go wrong in using this material, trust me. And I think this is the time. It's never too late. This is the time to resource for the material. It's called targetusmle.com. Once you go and Google it, or you put it on the web, this thing, http www.targetusmle.com, you should be able to access and then get to that area. And I promise you that material would really make a difference in your life, just as it has made a difference in my life. Right now I'm preparing for the step 1, because I actually started the clinical skills and I'm coming back to step 1, and I'm putting all my best to it. I wish all colleagues who are there to take the CS a great success, and have a good luck, and use Target USMLE as one of your resource material. Thank you very much.